Devotional, Tuesday, 6th of October. There are all kinds of people in this world. There are people who like dogs and people who like cats. We affectionately call them dog people and cat people. There are swimming pool people and beach people, morning people and night people, coffee people and tea people. The list goes on and on. Humans are immensely diverse. And yet in the midst of all the variety, there's a strangely familiar thread that unites us, an interest we all share, called self-interest. Regardless of the continent, the political system, the economic status, the race, it is the universal dark side of humanity, the desire for the last piece of the pie, the cause for World War III, the angry hunger in our eyes. It is the me first mentality. Today's world celebrates this particular manifestation of depravity. Never before in modern human history has the notion of the bloated human had greater acceptance. It is our generation, after all, that has been named the me generation. It was the 80s that saw greed elevated to the status of a bug-eyed idol. Fewer and fewer decisions were made on the basis of values, morals, and a sense of justice. Instead, answers came wrapped around appetites. Does this fulfill my needs? Does this quench my thirst for more? Does this feed my lust for power? The message was clear. Indulge, pursue pleasures without restraint. Selfish interest was not only tolerated, but actively promoted and encouraged. And it has been this me-first mindset that has led our society to the verge of virtual collapse. Escapism, perversion, violence, political scandal, family breakups are all symptoms of our modern-day madness, our obsession with me. But then contrast that with Jesus. Of course, his mantra was not me first. No, his mantra was that of humble service. Devote yourself to faithful and humble service, and you will discover joy. Think of that occasion when Jesus met with his disciples in the upper room, where they were to gather to share the Passover supper. One by one, the disciples flew into the upper room. Each one notices that no one is at the door to wash their dirty feet, as was the custom of the time. Dirty feet and low tables were a bad combination. Any self-respecting person who threw a dinner party would have a rank-and-file servant on hand to perform the task. And as the disciples enter, they wonder what to do. Who will wash their feet? Why didn't Jesus arrange to have one of the women followers do it? Not one of them was willing to condescend to the task. Perhaps it never entered their minds. But then, to their shock, what happens? As Jesus removes his robe and puts on a servant's towel, what does he feel? Agony? Regret? Sorrow? Does he wash his disciples' feet with his tears? Jesus had spent his entire ministry trying to develop in them attitudes of humility and servanthood, and now at this final gathering before his death, no one is willing to perform the smallest act of love. Jesus must have wondered, what had he to do to get the point across to his followers? What would bring them to the point of action? How far must he go to demonstrate servanthood? His next actions revealed just how far he was willing to go. He took the bread and broke it, saying, "This is my body that is broken for you." And then he picked up the wine and said, "This is my blood that is spilled for you." And in a few hours, in his ultimate act of servanthood, he would die on the cross. The nails, he hoped, would drive home his point. We need to develop such a Christ-like servant mindset.